Okay. So hi everyone. Thank you for joining us
Hello.
today.
Thank you for having us.
My pleasure. So thank you for joining today. We're going to talk about Burgas University, life in Burgas, and basically to tell future applicants and their parents what to expect from Burgas University. So can you please just say one sentence about yourself? I'm personally Stephanie. I'm part of the Interhex team that has helped Shahzeb and Ahmed apply for Burgas University last year. So yeah, tell me more. How is life in Burgas? Just in one sentence, where are you from? Tell our audience.
My name is Mohammed Shahzeb. I come from the UK. I came to study in Burgas, Latarov University. The first year's just gone through. It's gone pretty quick. Been enjoying it so far.
Nice.
Mhm.
Ahmed?
Hi, I'm Ahmed Uzair. I'm originally from Pakistan, but I've lived my entire life in Saudi Arabia. I'm also a first-year student like Shahzeb in Aslan's Latarov, and time has quickly gone by, and it's almost second year now somehow. So yeah, that's me.
Nice.
Okay.
And hello to Miss Toneva. Can you maybe introduce yourself? In what way do you represent the university? What is your position?
Hello, my name is Vanya Toneva. I'm a foreign study expert. I work in the Educational Information Department of the university. I have been only recently appointed. It hasn't been even 3 months yet, but I'm very delighted. I come from a chamber of commerce, and my work was related with international relations. So I'm very pleased to upgrade to this educational sphere. Actually, I've been lucky to see the development of this foreign education in progress. Several years ago, for instance, we had the ambassador of Ireland talking to us that in Plovdiv they already teach medicine in English, and that there is a big interest in Ireland among the students to come to Bulgaria to study medicine. And it is actually beyond my wildest dreams that I will see it happen, and I will be a part of it. So I'm very delighted. And I also graduated from this university. I studied business administration. So it's very good to be back in a different role.
Nice. Well, good luck with the new position.
Thank
It's
you.
quite nice to talk with people from all around the world, especially when they're starting such a big journey to become a doctor. So I know you have prepared a presentation for us today about the university, so we'll leave you to it, and then we can also talk with the boys about life in Burgas as a foreigner in Bulgaria. So yeah, go ahead. I'll just switch off my microphone.
Okay, thank you. Do you see the presentation?
Yes, all good.
Okay, okay. Well, I'll start with a bit of history. The university was established back in 1963, and last year we celebrated our 60th anniversary. Back then, it began as a chemical technology institute educating chemical engineers for the biggest oil refinery on the Balkans. Nowadays, chemistry is taught in our natural science department together with physics. Over the years, the university has developed and opened new branches in other educational spheres. Today, we have 5 faculties, and the medical faculty is the newest, the youngest, and the most rapidly developing one, which is going to be the focus of this presentation. Beside the faculties, we have 3 colleges, we have 2 departments, We have also another unit, Scientific Research Institute, which is composed of 8 laboratories. And here we have a drill that I would like to say something about. In this unit, we have a laboratory of mathematical chemistry. It's a world-class scientific unit which develops software that makes forecasts for chemical reactions. And these software products are worked in chemical industry, in pharmaceuticals, and cosmetics. On the 17th of May, we celebrated the 40th anniversary of the establishment of the laboratory, and its leader, Professor McKinnon, was awarded the Badge of Honor of the President. So we were very lucky to participate this festive occasion and to give a standing applause to the professor and his team. And the foreign students actually had a chance to meet the President of the Republic in person to take a photo, which unfortunately I don't have, but they can say for themselves. Okay. So that was, in a nutshell, the story of the university. Now to the medical faculty. The medical faculty was established in 2019. The first students enrolled in the faculty are currently in their 5th year of study. This means that in the next academic year, they will be in their 6th year of study, and they will carry out their pre-degree clerkships in hospitals. Faculty of Medicine is at our university is the only one in Southeast Bulgaria. It's a young and modern university structure for training doctors with qualification, with educational and qualification degree master and professional qualification doctor. In the current academic year, we launched English language training for the first time. Currently, we have 51 students from 12 countries. The age varies from 18 to 27. So this is particularly an encouragement to people who are over 20 maybe, and they have any uncertainty. Is it not too late to start studying medicine? Absolutely not. You're very welcome to study medicine with us. So these 51 students have the opportunity to train in the modern facilities of the university, as well as in real environment among patients in Burgas hospitals. We have the greatest number of students from the United Kingdom, followed by Ireland, several European countries, and some more exotic destinations like Morocco, Syria, Kyrgyzstan. The building is brand new. It was built especially to accommodate the medical faculty, so everyone who chooses to come and study with us will enjoy this new environment and the new facilities. It also has greenery around, as you can see in the photo. Conducting interactive training through specialized software products. As you can see in this photo, the students have this possibility to see human organs in 3D. And now several words about the structure of the specialty. The education is 6 years of duration. This means 10 semesters and 1 year of pre-degree clerkship. The education is full-time. And at the end, you get an education qualification degree master and professional qualification doctor of medicine. After the 3rd year of study, or after completing 6 semesters, during the summer, the students are obliged to do their summer educational practice. It has duration of 30 days, which equals 150 hours, or I think it's 200 academic Yes, 200 academic hours. A year later, after the 8th semester, it's time for their summer clinical clerkship with the same duration. In order to conduct this, they have these kind of booklets here. Currently, we have them only in Bulgarian, but they will be translated inside. We have description of what they need to do, and also their achievements will be noted in these booklets.
And these like somewhat like internships, they can be done both in Bulgaria and back home if they want to.
Yes,
Okay, that's great. Yeah.
yes, that's right.
And
Okay.
if it's done in Bulgaria, is it like organized by the university in a way? Is it at your partner hospitals, or they can do it wherever they want, basically?
I need to still ask about it, but I assume that these hospitals which have agreements with the university are kind of like first choice. But if anyone has found a different opportunities, I don't think that anyone would object if the students want to do a practice elsewhere. There
Yes,
shouldn't
yes.
be an obstacle.
Okay, great.
Okay, and after completing their fifth year of study, begins the pre-degree clinical clerkship. It lasts longer. It lasts, let me move this window. It lasts 310 days, and the students need to cover these disciplines that are in the second column. Regarding the hospitals that I just mentioned, currently the university has 26 active clerkship agreements with hospitals nationwide, including an independent medical diagnostic laboratory, 6 university multidisciplinary hospitals for active treatment, 4 specialized hospitals for active cardiology treatment, a medical center for physiotherapy and rehabilitation. Here, I will say something. Maybe you know that Bulgaria is one of the richest country of spring water in Europe. They say the first after Iceland. Yes, and receiving physiotherapy and rehabilitation for treating especially complaints related to joints, spine. It's very popular in Bulgaria, and it's still on the rise as a development. So here in Burgas, we have a center in this particular area. I just wanted to, say this in brackets. We also have agreement with the General Hospital for the active treatment of neurological diseases, with the Military Medical Academy in Varna, and with the largest emergency medical care center in Burgas, which is located in Sofia, and it's called Perugov. Regarding the opportunities to study and practice abroad, we do have a person in the university who is responsible for supporting the students in the Erasmus Plus program. I've already talked to her, and she told me that Erasmus Plus is available in 2 forms: to study during the academic year, which is approximately the period from October to June. The students can go abroad for periods from 2 to 12 months. The other option is to do clerkship during summer vacations for periods of up to 2 months. How does it come about? The procedure is the following. The initiative needs to come from the students. They can do their own research. They can choose a country and a university. They get in touch with this particular university, and they request to be admitted in the program Erasmus Plus. Once they get admission from this university, they can contact our Erasmus Plus person for the preparation of the necessary documents. Basically, it's signing some sort of a contract, some sort of an agreement to do this. Now I would like to say several words about the social and cultural environment in the university. I'm pleased to say that our professors are very amiable persons, generally speaking, and they build natural bonds with the students, participating in many joint events. And this colorful, joyful picture was taken on the 29th of February, the Day of Rare Diseases. And now I will show you some photos from a sports event. In the university, there are many events going on beside the educational process. One of the latest ones was the sports competition for the Cup of the Rector. Our foreign medical students also participated. In these photos, you can see two of them playing and winning. Yes. This gentleman in the middle bottom of the screen is one of the vice deans awarding a medal to one of the students from the medical faculty, the foreigners. I'm also pleased to say that we have excellent academic students collaboration. And the last result of this collaboration was the opening of the academic cafe. In this slide, you can see photos from the opening ceremony. The story behind these photos is the following. The chair lady of the Students' Council asked the rector of the university to receive a room which to be used as an office by the students. She got not a room but an abandoned disco with area about 200 square meters. But as it was abandoned, it needed restoration, cleaning, and furnishing. And this chair lady, she managed to organize the students. They did this job. And today, the academic cafe is a fact, and the students can go there, they can have a cup of coffee, they can discuss things. And it's very cozy. I was yesterday there. So we are pleased to have this excellent collaboration with the director and the academic council.
Where is it exactly? Is it in the campus or?
Yes.
Oh, that's very nice.
It's like 50 meters away from the medical faculty. It's very close. On this slide, you can see photos of a trip to Sozopol. It's a small tourist town to the south of Burgas, very beautiful, very busy in the summer. And our students were, the foreign students were invited to join everyone to this beautiful place. They visited the historical museum, as you can see in the second photo. And in the third photo, it's a visit to a sacred, ancient sacred site called Bekliktash. It's something like a Stonehenge with the big monolith stones. As you can see, they're having a great time. They're enjoying themselves very much. In this slide, I will show you photos from the festive march dedicated to the 24th of May. In Bulgaria, the most loved holiday is the Day of Slavic Script and Culture. That's the 24th of May. This year, Burgas is a champion nationwide with approximately 11,000 participants from universities, from high schools, elementary schools, and even playgroups, kindergartens. So these are the photos of the festive march. This is the next photo is this photo on the screen is taken before the bust monument of our patron, Professor Dr. Asen Zoltarov. You can see the rector, other academics from for the management of the university, the tutor of the university, and students from the medical faculty, both Bulgarians and foreigners. On this very date, we received a present from the Association of Medical Students in Bulgaria and Municipality of Burgas. It was a boat trip to the island of Saint Anastasia. So this is all of us on the board of the boat. You can see we're very happy to be together. The foreign students, the Bulgarian students, the dean of the faculty, the tutor, and myself. We had a great time together. I was very happy to be a part of it. And the next trip that we planned is to Nesever. It's to the north of Burgas. Nesever is also very beautiful, and it's a part of UNESCO cultural heritage. So in the last photos, I just wanted to exemplify that the students are well taken care of, not only during the educational process, but also in their free time. We do our best to make them feel at home and cozy. That was from me. Thank you for your attention, and I'm looking forward to meet you in Burgas. I can't hear you, Stephanie. I can't hear you.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you very much for the presentation. It was really nice to see the photos from some of the events. I think I saw Shakzep on some on the sailing trip, is it?
Yeah.
How was it?
Yeah, it was really fun. Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, I've been once to this island. It's very close to Burgas. It's a nice day trip. Yeah. Ahmed, have you joined any of the events yet or not? Or so far, no?
I've only joined the Saint Anastasia one, and it was a pleasant trip, to be honest, and I enjoyed my time there. It was a good decision to go there after a hectic week of studies. So yeah.
No, it's really nice at Burgas actually, and in the area of Burgas, as you mentioned, Suzopu, Neseber, Saint Anastasia. There are lots of like springs, as you mentioned. There are lots of things to do in Burgas, definitely, especially now in summer. I'm not sure how is the situation now, but I guess more and more tourists are coming lately. You see that Burgas in summer, it's a really, really like colorful place to be. And it was very interesting to find out also more about the study program, the internships, and so on. Guys, this is coming up for you in the following years. So I hope you also had a chance to learn something new. Yeah. Well, yeah, thank you for the presentation. Now it will be interesting to hear the students' point of view. So guys, how was first year so far? Right now is the end of May. The end of first year. Can you tell us more about your experience so far? Maybe your favorite subject or something new or interesting that happened in first year?
So first year started a bit later than everyone else. It started in November, and we started off with a few subjects we were familiar with. So chemistry, physics, we did for the first semester, and then we moved on to things like cytology, histology, embryology. So this was carried out by one of the professors here, who her name is Professor Mary Harris. She's actually one of our mentors, and actually she helped us through everything. At first, when you join, it's different, obviously, because you're, especially from someone like me from a different country coming to Bulgaria, there's a bit of a culture shock as well there. But I think the university really helped make a warming and homey environment for us, especially providing us with a student room, places to pray, especially for Muslims and stuff like that as well, because we have quite a few Muslim students here, a good Muslim community here. So they really made us feel at home. I think first year went really well. First semester's exams we finished in February, I believe, and then we joined back in around February, March time, and then we joined back in April for at the end of March, April, so for our second semester. So yeah, second semester as well is coming to an end. It's pretty quick. It's been pretty quick. Started new subjects as well. We started social medicine, biophysics. We continued doing biology. Anatomy as well was pretty fun to do from the start, learning about the bones, the ligaments, the joints. But yeah, we're looking. First year is finishing soon, and I'm waiting for second year to start. So can't wait.
Good luck with the exams. You mentioned so many things. Actually, I want to ask you so many stuff now. Really nice to hear about the prayer room. I've never heard this as a practice at different universities, so that's very nice of the university to provide as a facility. Have you been to this academic cafe that Miss Toneva mentioned, or you haven't heard of it?
I haven't had the opportunity to go yet. I have went to the other cafeteria. I believe there's a new cafeteria that's opened that's also close to the cafe. And soon enough, I've heard they've introduced foods and different items, desserts, drinks. So it's good that it's easily accessible close to the uni because most of the time we'd have to leave university to the shops to get something. But it's nice to something more convenient in university.
That's true. That's true. And you mentioned culture shock. Was it mostly about maybe like the language? At least this is what I've heard, or was there something else in particular?
So it's not really like that much of a culture shock, I believe, because I mean, obviously, it's a bit difficult communicating with people. Sometimes there's a certain things that I just picked up. Like sometimes, and I think I know Bulgarians when they say yes, sometimes they nod their head like this. So you just get confused sometimes. They say da da. I'm like, are you saying yes or no to me? But it's just a few small things like that. And obviously, just in general as well communication, different the way things work here, like paying bills and stuff like that. It's much different. Like apartments, wherever it is, it's obviously different, but I think it's nothing too overwhelming for anyone. So yeah.
And how is Bulgarian language in general? Do you have? I assume you have classes about Bulgarian language. How is it going?
So we have weekly lessons on Bulgarian. We have lectures and we have practicals for that. We've been having it ever since I believe December, because initially it wasn't added, but a lot of people requested for lessons. So we do have that, and we do have mini tests near the end of the semester. We will have one soon as well in the coming weeks. So that's also good as well because we wanted to pick up the language and be able to understand because it's very important as well for us future doctors as well. If we are gonna do internship year here, we should know the language so we can understand the patients and have a better communication with others.
Definitely. I also recommend, like I've spoken with people who graduated medicine in Bulgaria, and I really like one of my favorite questions is if you start now, first year, what would you do differently? And honestly, 10 out of 10, like all of them always say, I wish I studied more Bulgarian language in the beginning. I neglected it in the beginning. Because obviously this is not the focus of your studies. You're here to study medicine, but all of them, especially because of the patients, they said, I wish I studied Bulgarian more because this way, when you're like in third, fourth year and you're meeting patients, you get to get more work experience, more interaction with the patients. So yeah, good. It's good that the university offers the classes, and if you put some efforts in it, it will definitely be of benefit, not only in the future, but also now, because as you said, it takes a bit of adjustment to talk to people. And yeah. Ahmed, how was it for you? Like, tell us more about your experience. Maybe what was your favorite subject? As he said, anatomy. How did you find it? Hard, easy?
Um, I'll start off by saying I had a hell of a ride because everything was very different. I came from a different continent. I had to get adopted to a lot of things. I had to leave behind a lot of things, a lot of habits I had to let go. So it was one hell of a ride, but it was something that I would do it again and again. It's something I'd enjoy doing because it built me as a new person. It has taught me so much. Starting with the academic year, I started off coming a bit late, unfortunately, due to my visa procedures, but I was able to cover up in a lot of subjects thanks to the professors, as well as the subjects were quite easy. They're, as Shazif said, related to what we've done before in high school, chemistry, physics, the easy stuff. So, with that being said, somehow I found anatomy and Latin being one of my favorite subjects. It's just Latin because I'm kind of intrigued and interested in learning languages, as well as anatomy because it's something that's related to the human body. It's quite interesting. I don't know how to explain it, but I found that those two to be my favorite subjects. After the first semester was done, we started our next semester. As Shazib said, we had biophysics. We had ongoing versions of cytology, histology. We got to see, we had macroscopic anatomy, which was because we all were excited to do something practical, physical, like let's say looking at the organs or something. And when we were introduced to that in the second semester, we were really, really happy and we were really excited to study all of that. So yeah, that was bits of relating to the academic year. Going on to the university environment, it's a really, really, it's in a, it's, I'd have to say it's in one of the best positions. There's, as Ms. Vanya said, greenery around it. So let's say so the thing is, once your subject, we have gaps between subjects and gaps between classes, and sometimes these gaps can be like, let's say, 1 to 2 hours, and it's not convenient to go back home for an hour or two. So what a person can do is just go outside, look at the greenery, go to the academic cafe. I have been to the academic cafe, and it's one of the great services they can offer, as sometimes we as students need to print out something, and unfortunately before the academic cafe, the only printing shop near the university was quite a walk away. So now with the academic cafe being like 15 meters away, it's something we are really grateful for. Printing, coffee, we can chat with our friends, go there, discuss projects, all sorts of things. It's an amazing place. As well as the cafeteria, as Shazib said, I've got to taste some of the Bulgarian food, and I'm surprised, as well as I really liked it as well. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, I had a culture shock, as I said, and it was a big one because I had to adapt to a whole lifestyle. It was a change of everything, basically, lifestyle, habits, adaptations, but it's a long story to tell. And I think maybe sometime in the future, I'd love to tell it to people. But yeah, that was it in a nutshell.
Well, yeah, it's not only about like moving to a different country, but basically learning to be independent. I used to study abroad, and basically the first few months, you just learn how to do everything on your own, like bills, rent, yeah, not counting on only on yourself, basically for everything, grocery, laundry, even. So it's a big step. It's a big step. Guys should be really proud of yourself. And now with the first year coming to an end, lots of applicants usually ask me how is the workload like. Not only now, but during the whole year, how would you rate maybe free time versus study time? Like, do you have enough time for yourself? Maybe what do you, if you, when you have free time, what do you do in this free time? Like, tell us more about your free time, let's say, and how much of it you have to start with.
So we do have plenty of free time, but the problem is because you're, as you said, you're all on your own. That free time goes into work time. So it's like study time and then do your things time. So uh, you have to sort a lot of things out, as well as the first couple months might be a bit difficult for the new students coming in, because they'll have to make round trips to the migration office, the notarization services. But thanks to Mrs. Vanya, she has been very helpful on the university email. She has been sending us all the steps to proceed with the migration office as well. In fact, I've been told that she has also gone with a couple of students to the migration office, which I wish I had that in my time, but it's unfortunate. Um, but that being said, free time does come, and if you are, let's say, focused on your studies and you do things on time, you will have a lot of free time. And the professor for sports, he also invites you to, let's say, we've been lately invited, our group has been lately invited to the beach a couple times to help him out on his project or something. And we do have fun times at the beach as well as at the gym room in the university. So you do get a lot of free time, but it's just how you use that time.
Yeah, not only when in the university, also honestly when you graduate and basically you work, your free time is whatever you make out of it, and usually you have some responsibilities like yeah, adult life.
True.
Jaksep, how is like what do you do in your free time? Give us maybe like, or not only you, like what do people usually, what are common things to do in free time? Is it mostly going to the beach? Although for you it was mostly winter so far, so I'm not sure if this was a thing to do. So what do people usually do in Burgas?
Obviously free time, it depends exactly how much free time you have. It depends on the individual, on what they prefer. Obviously, I was quite into basketball and sports in general, so I did used to go out with a few Bulgarian students and also a few people I found in the park, and played basketball, built a little bit of a community there. Play there on the weekends. The weather's getting better now. The beach is a really nice as well. The sun, seeing the sunset as well is pretty beautiful. There's a mall. There's a mall here where you can get involved with bowling, shopping. There's a cinema as well, so you can do that as well. I've also had there's a gun range next to the mall, so anyone who's interested in letting off a little steam, there's a gun range there. Um, in Burgas itself, there are like obviously it's a beachside city, so there are a lot of things, and I think in the future there will be more things for us to do. I believe not so far away from us is Sunny Beach, so over there it's quite popular for a lot of foreigners, a lot of tourists to go. It's also beachside, and there's a lot of different things you can do. I've heard you can do jet skiing there. There is a lot of different things. I believe there's jet skis. There's a amusement park there as well, and a lot of fun things. Especially like also as was mentioned before, there's Sozopol that's close by. That's a nice, beautiful area. There was the Saint Anastasia Island as well. That was really beautiful. There's a lot of things, and as a student as well, like just hanging out with friends, just chilling. Obviously, a lot of us we live close to the university, so we just plan things, have dinners, go out in the center. There's a lot of few places we can eat, restaurants and stuff, and like there's bars and stuff. You just go and chill there. So there's not a lot of there's a lot of things you can do, and obviously when the summer comes around, there's much more things to do. But as a medical student, you're not really here to you could as well, obviously, mess about, go here and there. There's a lot of different places to do, but yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
I can also give you a few recommendations because I've been to Burgas so many times. It's a really nice town. I really like it. Not only like Sozopol and Seber, which are obviously like they have like an old town, and as you said, there are also like lots of summer resorts, but there is also like a mountain called Stranja Mountain. It's very near, and so you can go hiking as well. Although in summer it's a bit, of course, hot. But yeah, in Burgas, near Burgas, there is a fisherman's village. I think it was open like maybe last year or the year before, basically where you can like it's like a fisherman's village next to the seaside where you can buy fish and restaurants and so on. And to the north there is also to the south again there is like a bird observation place for people who are into this field, and in the north there are baths, like mud baths. And also, there is a pink lake. I'm not sure if you heard about this. There is the pink lake, and yeah, as you said, there is there are a lot of aqua parks at the seaside. I've been to a couple of them. So yeah, in summer there are lots of activities, especially for tourists. There are lots of summer festivals as well. In Burgas, in the Sea Garden, there are like also like how do you say this, like a not stadium but kind of open air places where there are lots of concerts. Oh, Burgas is really nice. I really like it. I really like it. And guys, what are your summer plans? From what I've heard, so you finish with the exams around July, and
Yeah.
then for the summer, are you planning to go back home or spend some time in Bulgaria? Like how is like summer looking for you for now?
I think summertime obviously is the best time, like you get the time off of uni, because during the academic year, especially this year, just because as the first English we're the first English students that are studying in English and medicine here. So we didn't have a lot of breaks. We had like 2 week breaks here and there. So it's good that we're gonna have long breaks now. And I think Burgas, especially summertime, like it's a very like I've seen it personally how like in the winter obviously it's a very quiet city, but as the summer came on, as it became more lively and much more people coming in. And not only that, but since it's summer as well, where the location where Burgas is, you have a lot of options to go. So you could stay in Burgas, or you could go out to Sunny Beach, Varna. You can explore the other cities. You can go to Sofia. I've been to Sofia a few times during the academic year. Not only that, but Istanbul, Turkey is not that far away as well. So if you are able to travel there, I think the coach is around 4 hours. It's 20-30 euro. It's pretty good, and I think it's very worth it. I had a few friends who went, and they really enjoyed it. And it's definitely a must see. I mean, Istanbul, world renowned capital, so it's pretty nice. There's a lot of different options. Me personally, I'll be going back to the UK. I might do a quick pit stop to Istanbul because I'm looking forward to seeing that and the historical places there. But yeah, there's a lot of options in the summer to chill. I believe there are some people who maybe not this year, but next year might want to do internships somewhere in the hospital just to gain more experience as well. So there's a lot of options.
And yeah, actually, Istanbul, I've been there once. It's really, really, really amazing. I can only recommend it. Since you mentioned you're going back home, and this is something that I wanted to discuss actually. How are the flights back home? Because Burgas, there is an airport. Right now in summer, as you mentioned, like Burgas and Varna, these are our two biggest cities at the seaside. They both have airports. And in summer, there are not only flights to the UK, but also to other destinations, like even Lithuania, like Italy, and so on, I think. So how do you fly back home? Do you fly usually from Burgas? Are there flights throughout the year? What's the situation in this regard?
So throughout the year, I found it more beneficial to use to fly to Burgas. When I initially came, I was only aware of Wizz Air, so I got a membership, discount membership there for Wizz Air because I believe I was gonna come back and forth quite often. So from someone from the UK, living from coming from London, I would normally fly from Luton Airport, Wizz Air straight to Burgas. It's like a 3 hour flight. Prices they vary depending on when you book it and at what time frame you book it. So for me, when I first came, I did a one-way ticket. I think it cost me around 80-90 pounds. So it's pretty reasonable. If you, I think it's much worth getting that discount thing to fly in through Wizz. And if you're coming from other countries, I believe so during the winter time and the autumn winter time, the flights were not as frequent. Like I believe there was only 3 flights a week during the weekdays. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, at a certain time. From talking relating to London. So those 3 flights. But as spring and summer came along, Ryanair I think started to introduce flights. So there were more frequent flights, and I think that brought down the price a little bit. But if you do book at peak times, it kind of get expensive. So if I could give you a little tip, make sure if you are planning to book your flights, book them in advance. Like ask your professors when they're going to be giving you a holiday or whatever, whenever the semester breaks, so that you can book them in advance. You can get a cheap flight. There has been one time I think where Burgas Airport was under maintenance, so a lot of us just took a trip to Sofia, and from Sofia we also flew in to Sofia. I think it was like a 5 hour coach, 5-6 hour coach. It was quite long. But from there it's 2.5 hours from Sofia to London. And Sofia as well, they're much cheaper because there's much more frequent flights. I think there's a flight every single day. So people do tend to fly from Sofia, come back. And anyone who lives in Manchester or Liverpool as well, there are flights that go to Sofia there. But in the summer, it's quite easy to get into Burgas because I think there's a flight almost every day now, and it's much easier. But because of all the tourists coming in as well, it can be like it can get pricey and stuff like that because the flights do get booked out. But it's just I think if you book it in advance, you should be fine.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yes. And Rahmat, what's your experience with flying back home? And yeah, as I asked Shahzeb as well, like summer plans. Are you, because for you, of course, traveling back home is a bit more difficult. Are you planning maybe to stay in Bulgaria, or are you flying back home? And how often do you go back home with in your case?
Okay, starting for the summer plans. Now that I've seen the summers here, I'm quite excited. Let's say I really want to go to Nesebar and Sunny Beach, enjoy the water parks as well as, live the life as they say. But I do plan on going back home. Indeed, it's been a very long time since I've gone back home. I've not seen my parents. It's not easy for me because I live in a different continent, so the flights are not as cheap, let's say, and they're not as frequent. They're not as frequent. At least I don't get direct flights from Burgas at all. I have to instead travel to Sofia or Varna, which I think Sofia is more convenient for me. I don't know why, but it's just that because I get to see my friends in Sofia as well. And from Sofia, I usually take Turkish Airlines. There are various other airlines that do that, but I took Turkish Airlines because I have like a student membership discount card thingy. So whenever I get book flights, I get like a discount. It's not much, but something is better than nothing. And from Sofia, I fly to Istanbul, and then from Istanbul back home. That's my flight plan, the usual flight plan. I do plan on going back home at the end of July or August. I have not seen my families as well as the summers here. I feel like I don't know. I think I've been adapted to the winter weather, staying in the winters for so long. The summer is starting to get me here. As well as one other thing is the insects here. They've been pestering me all springtime, and I'm not an insect fan. So I need to go back home because the summers there are much enjoyable. Let's say not enjoyable, but I have friends there as well as it's been quite a while since I've seen my family. So I think it would be best for me to go back, and then hopefully I want to come back again to Burgas a bit earlier than the academic year, and let's see, maybe spend some time in Varna or some other places. But yeah, that's my summer plans. However, I believe in the next couple years, thanks to Bulgaria being in the Schengen countries, I do plan on flying to other European countries. Look at, like, let's say Italy, Spain, other European countries. I do plan on flying there and having a good quality time with my family. But for this year, it's specific to going back home and enjoying time with my family and friends there.
That's very nice. I'm sure you missed them a lot. Being a student abroad usually also means homesickness, but at least thanks to like applications and like messengers and so on, you can always just give them a call, and it's better. It's better, definitely. Is there much time difference between here and your home country?
So in the winters, yeah, there was a 1 hour time difference, but now not really.
Ah,
That I
okay.
would
One
say
hour
it's
is not
not
bad.
that much of a time difference, but usually like 6 p.m. at home is like proper, let's say, sunset or nighttime. Yeah. And our parents are giving me a call while I'm in university, and they're like, "Oh, why are you out so late at 7, 8 p.m.?" And I'm like, 7, 8 p.m. is still like an evening, or the sun is still setting. So that
Mhm.
has really caught me off guard as well. That's something I had not like, at all thought of. That's something different I'd get to saw here. But yeah, it was fun.
And I want to ask you guys also, like, I'm not sure if you have done a bit of research about this, or in general, like, second year is just around the corner, so to say. Do you know kind of what to expect from a second year? What subjects are coming up? Have you, like, although you're the first year of medicine in English at Burgas University, so there is not really like an upper year student in English that you can ask them what they did in second year, but maybe you're in touch with the Bulgarian students or you have read the curriculum. Do you have any expectations for second year, or like are you kind of open for anything that comes along?
Well, we do have some expectations, but we also have to be open because you never know what changes and what comes along with. But from what I've heard and what I've seen on the curriculum, we have biostatistics, social medicine following along. anatomy, deeper depth of anatomy exams, which is kind of getting me interested. But at the same time, I can tell it will not be an easy journey, but we are all excited for it. As well as I'm not sure if it is, but at least we expect to, let's say, have some more practical experiences, hands-on, and that's something we're really excited for. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll see. Again, we're not really sure of what's coming along because, as you said, we don't have a upper year student, but we somewhat have an idea as well as we are ready for anything to come at this point.
Yes.
I believe
Shazad,
we
do
have
you have something to add, or is that it? Basically.
Yeah, I believe we also have biochemistry coming up. I have spoken to a few upper year Bulgarian students, and they just told me, yeah, biochemistry, anatomy. Obviously, we have a whole year's worth of anatomy. We've only had colloquiums this year, so you can only imagine next year it's going to be everything all together for our actual exam. And we've got quite a few subjects to come up. So yeah, both looking forward to it and not looking forward to it because it's going to be a lot of work, but it's what you sign up for being a medical student.
The nice thing is that with the years, I guess it gets even more like practice oriented. So it's not only like just theory, but with, yeah, especially in anatomy, it's nice that you already have some work with actual bones and joints, as you said. And how are, like, because you said like exams and subjects, can you maybe briefly explain how is the structure of like how many people are right there are there in your year, and you're divided in small groups. So can you maybe tell us more about your group? Yeah, how often do you meet up with your own group and with everyone else in the year? It would be interesting to hear more about kind of the structure of the people in your year.
Yeah, so initially when we were first coming to university, we have around 51 students, 51 students over here. And when we initially came, I believe through Interhex, we had a lot of students, majority of students were coming from Interhex. So I believe we did make two groups from there initially with the university. So we kind of pick and chose like who were there, but in the end, university just put us in groups of 10. So right now there's 5 groups, and everyone's in their own group. And normally for lectures, it's for everyone. So no matter what group you're in, lectures, everyone can attend. Normally attendance, I'll be honest with you, starts off with quite a lot of people, but slowly, it spikes here and there. But realistically, lectures are done with everyone, and then we have practical lessons, which are normally done either with your own individual group or done with your quote unquote sister group, which is basically the group next to you. So group 1 and group 2 are normally grouped up together. Group 3 and group 4 grouped up together, and then group 5 normally have their own lessons. So you have your lectures and your practical lessons. And you have that for every subject. You have your lecture and then you have your practical. For exams, obviously at the end, you have normally 3 main exams for your 3 subjects. So first year, we had chemistry exam, we had physics exam, and then we had an exam for cytology, histology, and embryology. It was added into one exam. And for example, this year as well, now we're going to have biophysics, biology, and social medicine as an exam as well, as an exam period. The way exams work here is quite different to how I would have thought they would have been. Normally, coming from the UK, you'd understand that exams are normally mainly written exams where you're given a time frame maybe of an hour and a half, and you're expected to fill out and write down all your answers and questions and everything, fill them all out, and do it all, proceeding it by yourself. However, over here the exams are a bit different. So, for example, at the end of the first semester, we had a cytology, histology, and embryology exam. But the way it was picked out was it's kind of like a ticket system. So you have a bunch of questions in like a basket in like an envelope, and you just go up with your name and your student card, and the professor will call you by name. You'll come up, you'll take a letter that has 3 questions in it, 1 for each subject, and you'll write down which exam number you've got, Then you go back to your seat and you're given three topics and for one from each one, and then you extensively write about what you remember or what you know about it. Once you've done that, once you've completed that, then you wait until the professor's ready to see you. You go to the professor, and they may give you the opportunity to also speak about it. They will ask you what you've written about, and you're graded accordingly. So it's a bit different. For chemistry and physics, it was a written exam as well, and this year as well, and anatomy or colloquiums and stuff, that is all verbal. So there's both aspects to it. And when it comes to like normal everyday, we know when we started first semester, we have 5 days a week. We have lessons, but they vary from time to time. I believe in the first semester, I think we did have 8 a.m. starts, but now, and then there was 1 or 2 days where you'd start at 10, 11 o'clock. But a second semester was quite easier. You have like I have like I think 3 days that I start at 9 a.m. Otherwise, all of the days start in the evening. So yeah, and lessons are varied. So yeah, it's pretty flexible as well. And if you do miss out on lessons here and there, you can always catch up if you speak to your professors, and you can catch up and join another group. So it's good.
That's a good point, actually. I wasn't planning to ask you about this, but what happens, but it's good that you mentioned also about the format of the exams. Maybe both of you can share some tips. As I said, exams are coming up. You've done some exams lately anyway. And you have passed, okay, it's not over at the end of the first year, but just general tips for first year. Ahmed, if you have something to add as well about the exams or something like this, feel welcome. But it would be nice to maybe just share just some tips for your overall first year experience or exams to anyone who is planning to start this degree.
Adding on to I don't think that there's anything to add on. He's basically said everything. But I guess students which should okay. From a perspective that I was like, okay, I'll have to be writing all day long. It's a long essay thing. I guess they quite need to change their mindset now. It's that as well as a lot of speaking. So they need to build their confidence a lot, and that's something that I would highly recommend people to do. Go out more and start building their confidence, because it may not look like a big deal, but believe me, when you're standing in front of the professors and he starts or she starts asking you all the questions, all the boons, and if you're not a confident speaker, that nervousness adds on top, and it basically results in you being in a very bad position. But that's pretty much it. I think he's given all the exam idea, and that should be enough. And I believe if we say everything, that there's nothing left for the students to come and experience, so they should also get the experience. For some tips for first year, this is gonna be a long one, but to sum it up, to be honest, it's gonna be a tough. It definitely will be a tough time coming here. The first couple months will be very tough, especially for people who are coming from other continents, like let's say Saudi or Asian continents, because things work very differently in the Asian continents. And believe me when I say I had to leave majority of my habits and stuff. I had to relearn almost everything. It'll be a culture. It'll be a shock in every aspect. So uh, my only tip to them is just live it, experience it, and enjoy it. Believe me, now that I look back, when I was, let's say, discussing my visa problems with you and Dimitri, I quite laugh at it, because I was like, it was fine. It was not that big of a deal. It was okay. Yeah, it was delaying my subjects, my studies, and all, but I got time to spend with my family. When I look back at traveling alone for the first time to Burgas, it was a mess. But at the same time, now that I look, I wish I could do that again, because it's an experience that I don't think so will ever come back. There's so much I could have learned from it. There's so much I could have made from it, but it's just I think it was also because I was a bit scared in the beginning. I would just say, don't be scared. Go for whatever you think is right. Again, students would most likely be, oh, let me ask my parents, is this right? Is this wrong? Which is not a bad thing. I still do that, but trust me, there comes times in life, and believe me, especially when you're abroad, a lot of situations where you'll have to make the decisions right on the spot. And just be confident with what you do, and remember, whatever you do, yeah, it's not the end of the world. We are humans, we are meant to make mistakes. We make mistakes and then we learn in life. The best of us are those who learn from mistakes and carry on with life. We're not angels, we're not supposed to be perfect, and this is part of enjoying life. Just make mistakes, enjoy life. You're here to learn, you're not here to be a perfect human. That's pretty much it. And let's say keep yourself up to date with studies. That's basically all I need to say.
That was
Yeah.
very touching. Yeah, go ahead, Shekzep. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying, just to add, I think he summed it up pretty well that it's not the end of the world. I think when you first come here, you expect, okay, medical student, you're gonna be doing, extensive hours of revision and studying, but it's not really that much of the case, to be honest. When I first came here, I'll be honest with you, first month, I didn't really get into the habit of studying too often. I came to a new country for, obviously uni life. You come in, you expect a lot, but then after like the first month, you kind of just understand how things are, and like it just puts stuff into perspective for you, and you kind of get it like your own internal like awakening of what you are doing and what you're into, especially when exams come along, because you do your first 2 3 weeks and you're like, oh yeah, we're just chilling, just started university, and then exams just go on top of your head, and he's there like, oh, I've only been studying for 2 3 weeks. Why do I have another? Do I have a test already? So people do panic. I think what it is it depends on the individual as well. How frequently they study and stuff. For example, like if you keep up with your lectures from day to day, from week to week, then I think it's pretty manageable. Then when exams come, you just go over it. But if you slack off and you don't really do it, then it does become more work to do. But still, I think for first year, it's a bit more forgiving. However, I don't think it's something you can continue on doing later on, because I'm noticing it now as well that the workload is getting tougher and harder and much more. So obviously you kind of understand the way you study in your first year. Obviously, it's not like GCSEs or A levels or however, but it's not like that level. It's university now, so it's much more important to adapt a learning style that's good for you. And once you learn that, then it's most of that. If you keep up to it and stick to it, it's all about discipline as well. At the end of the day, how you manage your time. Always make sure if you want to go to the gym or you want to go out shopping, stuff like that, you fit that in. You make sure you fit in that with your studies as well, and with for example, us, a lot of Muslim students, we try and fit in prayer as well and stuff like that. If you plan out your day, I don't think it should be that much of a problem. If you go into university without a pencil case or without a book or anything like that, or if you don't bring your equipment, then you can only expect to not really get much work done. So it's all about the individual and how you work. But I assure you that when you do come here, you have a lot of people to help. You've got us. Well, when you guys join, will be second years. So you have us to lean back on. Also, we have very nice professors here as well who can help you with any queries or any problems you guys might have. So there's nothing to worry about.
Thank you,
I
guys.
think just to like kind of add on, because I've experienced the visa issues, and for anyone coming from a different country or a continent that has experienced visa issues, I'd say not stress it, because I still remember I came at the end of the semester and I was like, oh, I have to lock in now. I have to study a semester's worth of stuff, and believe me, I was locked in my apartment for the next month or so, and I was studying day and night, making sure I ace my exams, because I was expecting, let's say, if my high school exams were very hard, if I was struggling through them, I would struggle through my medical exams as well, and I have to ace them. I have to do my best at them. But believe me, in fact, I came back home after my exams. I was happy I got the best mark, but I came home disappointed. I was like, I wasn't asked enough questions. What about all the other stuff you told me to study? It does not sound like a disappointment, but trust me, when you've been reading everything, when you've been making sure that you've memorized every single detail, it comes to you as a disappointment. The professor neglects everything and asks you a couple questions. And believe me, with the professors, they're very helpful here. I don't think so. Even if you start at the end of semester, if you're honest to yourself, you should be able to complete and catch. It's not the best thing to. I would not recommend it at all. But again, visa issues do happen. It happened with me and with anyone that's coming this year or the next couple of years. If it does that, you are coming very, very late. Trust me, it's gonna be fine. Just work hard at the end of the semester, and you'll be able to catch up.
Don't worry, the things that you've learned, I'm sure, like you probably use them in the future anyway. But thank you guys so much for sharing your experience. The tips that you shared were really, really nice. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I was just it was very emotional even for me to listen to your experience, because it's first year, it's a big step. It's so nice also, Ahmed, that you said everyone, like, we're humans, we're supposed to make mistakes, and mistakes do happen, and obviously the learning experience, Shakzep, I'm sure most people don't start with studying the first month, so I'm sure you like represent probably the majority of everyone starting university. But it's a learning experience. You learn what you should do, what you shouldn't do. You get better. This is part of being a human. You get better in stuff. You learn. You take your lessons from it, and you do better next year, until you. Yeah, this is the point of becoming a doctor. You had there 6 years to get there. So yeah.
Yeah, 6 years, a lot of days, as my sister says, I take these words of her to my heart. 1% every day, and after 6 years, you'll be 6,000% or 600%, depending on how fast you go. 1% every day, that's what you need. No, 100%, 1%.
Yeah, small efforts, and at the end, yeah, it piles up everything. Guys, this was pretty much what I want to ask, but if you have something to add that I haven't asked or you thought about saying before joining the webinar, feel welcome to say it. In the meantime, again, thank you guys for taking part. It was really, really, really interesting for me to hear what you have to say. And the best thing about such webinars in first year is that also we can do them in 6 years. And then like there is such a big difference. I've done lots of webinars with students from like in Sofia and Plovdiv and so on. And there was like, this year we did also some videos, or last year we did them with graduates. So and we interviewed them also 6 years ago. So it was so interesting to hear their interviews first year comparing to 6th year. So I'll be happy if we do this again in 6 years, and for you to see how this 1% has piled up over the years. Yeah. Yeah, if you don't have anything else to add, guys, thank you very much for joining. Thank you, Ms. Toneva, also for joining and telling us more about the university.
Thank you for having us. I would like to summarize what the guys said, that yes, they were the first one to come as a foreign students, medical students, and they were pioneering in this sphere. So it was a little bit hard for them, but I'm very pleased to hear that they would like to help everyone who would come now for second year. So for the people watching this video, I can assure them that for them it would be easier, because they will have help from the other students, and they will have help from me as well, and everyone else in the university. Now we are gaining experience, so it will be easier and easier each and every year.
Great. Yes,
Thank
good
you.
luck to everyone applying this year and the following years. You definitely have support. Even like I was there at the opening day of the students that were starting last year, and Bulgarian students were also there to show them around. So yeah, I was very pleased to see that this peer-to-peer community, even though it's like they're pioneers in their field, there is still quite a lot of support from both the university and the other students, which is very nice to see. Good luck, guys, with the exams that are coming up. Good luck with finishing first year, and I'm sure you'll enjoy then a well-deserved break in summer.
Thank you so much. Ahead.
Yeah, thank you, guys. I hope you have enjoyed the event. I'm sure it will be very useful for future applicants. And yes, as I said, I hope we do this again soon over the years, and to see how you find the difference in every year, how like how's the progress like, and I really hope that you feel like you have made the right choice by choosing Burgas as your future.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, thank you guys. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye,
Thank
Stephanie.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.